What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video we will be looking at some of the best apps and accessories to use on the iPad Pro for traders and finance students. If you are a trader or a finance student, this video may help you get a better insight on what it's like to use the iPad Pro for various daily tasks such as trading and studying. After watching this video you should have a better idea of whether you want to pick one up or not. And all the apps and accessories in this video are ones which I personally use daily and have been using for the past 2 years. I will leave a link to all the accessories I mentioned in this video down below. Okay, so let's start by looking at the first app, which in my opinion is one of the most important apps available on the iPad. As traders and financial students, it's vital that we can access the charts and analyze them on a daily basis. Even as a finance student, I found myself using TradingView a lot more than other platforms, as it was just the most effective platform in my opinion. While studying for my finance degree, I was set tasks such as comparing and analysing various markets, such as the stock market and foreign exchange. The TradingView app allowed me to do this effortlessly, and more importantly, worked perfectly on my iPad Pro. I had the option of using the Bloomberg terminal for my technical analysis, however, I just prefer the simplicity of using TradingView on my iPad wherever I was. Another question I get asked often is whether the iPad app version of TradingView is any good compared to the website. In my experience, the TradingView app has all the essential features and tools I require to carry out my technical analysis. When using the app on my iPad with my Magic Keyboard attached, I almost forget that I'm using the app and not the full website version. However, I must say that sometimes the Magic Keyboard trackpad doesn't respond to the app. For example, using the pinch to zoom feature on the charts sometimes just doesn't work. Therefore, I have to drag the scales to zoom in and out of the charts. However, this is very occasional and isn't a deal breaker. TradingView has all the features you need and runs smoothly without any issues on the iPad Pro. The 120Hz refresh rate on the iPad makes analysing charts on the iPad extremely fun and accurate. The 11-inch or 12-inch display found on the iPad Pros is big enough to see significant price action and enables you to carry out reliable technical analysis. The next app which I use often on my iPad is Excel. As traders, it's important we log all our entries so that we can later reflect on them and identify areas where we are doing good and areas where we need to improve. I wish I'd started doing this earlier in my trading journey, as I found that before I started logging my trades, I would repeat the same mistakes again and again. However, now that I log all my trades in one space, I'm able to see what mistakes to avoid, what currency pairs to trade more often, and where I perform better when in long positions or short positions. I created a simple but effective trading journal for myself on Excel, which allows me to see all the things above and steadily improve my trading plan by reflecting on all my positions. I will leave a link to this trading journal in the description box for those of you looking to start trading more seriously and would like to steadily improve your trading strategy by consistently recording all your trades. Okay, so the third app which I suggest you all download is Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance is a great app and keeps you up to date on all the financial news from around the globe. Yahoo Finance has a nicer UI than other fundamental news apps such as Investingcom and Financial Times. On top of this, the app is extremely detailed and ensures you don't miss out on any important news, which is extremely helpful as it's very hard to stay on top of everything in the financial world. Checking Yahoo Finance every morning can set you up for the day and potentially help you make better trading decisions throughout the day. I personally found Yahoo Finance very helpful during my time at university, especially when looking for historical data and charts for my research papers. So if you're a student, I definitely recommend downloading the app. Another great app which you may consider downloading is the Financial Times app. When it comes to fundamental analysis, there's a lot of sources of information, however not all of them are reliable and can result in some losing trades. This is where Financial Times stands out, as it isn't saturated with random news articles. However, instead it focuses on the most relevant news events. The app is very minimal, however, as I mentioned, it's very useful. Of course you need a subscription with them to access their news articles, however it's worth it if you are a serious trader. Even as a student, this app can be very useful. I'm sure you're all familiar with the next app, which is MetaTrader 4. probably one of the most used trading platforms by currency traders. Currency traders choose to use either MetaTrader or CTrader as their main trading platform. MetaTrader 4 supports brokers from all over the world, which is why so many currency traders choose to use the platform. The platform at first can be a bit intimidating, however once you play around with it, you soon realize that the app is extremely easy to use and allows you to enter trades effortlessly. You can run the app on the iPad Pro, however I personally prefer using it on my iPhone, just because I like the UI and the layout. The only time I really use MetaTrader is when I'm placing an order or executing a trade, so I prefer to do it on my phone as it's more likely to be with me than my iPad. The next app that all traders should have on their iPad is Bloomberg. Bloomberg is the number one place to get your financial news. They report all major events and keep you up to date with any major movements in the market. The app allows you to look at various assets such as currencies, stocks, commodities, bonds and more. As a currency trader, the app helps me stay up to date on any major moves central banks make. So for example, if the Fed was to make any major moves that would affect the market, Bloomberg will let me know and keep me up to date. Same goes for any other central banks. I personally like having Bloomberg on in the background when I'm working. This way I don't miss any major events that may affect the market. Even as students, it's important you know what's happening in the financial world, as it may help you with your university work. Watching Bloomberg is definitely the best way to do this, even if it is only for 5 minutes a day. Next we have the Investing.com app. Investing.com is one of the best apps when it comes to economic news and the fundamental side of trading. There are many fundamentals which currency traders must be aware of, and Investing.com keeps you updated on all of those. One of the key features of this app is that it notifies you on all the important news events regarding the currency market, which allows you as a trader to adjust your trading positions accordingly. The app even gives you a 15-minute reminder before a news event takes place, so that you can prepare yourself in advance. I personally think this app gives traders an advantage over those who don't know about it, as those who don't know when economic events are happening, they are truly entering the market blindly. However, if you are someone who knows about these news events, then you can be prepared before entering any positions, and in some cases you can use these events to your advantage. Okay, so the next app that we need on our iPads is Spotify. Both trading and studying can be extremely stressful. However, what I find is that these tasks feel a lot more enjoyable when listening to my favourite music. Which leads me into the first accessory which you should consider buying for your iPad, the AirPods Pro. The AirPods Pro are probably one of the best accessories Apple has ever released. Everything from the design to the sound quality makes these the perfect Bluetooth earphones for anyone. On top of the great sound quality, you have the noise cancelling feature which makes these perfect for when you are in loud environments and are trying to focus. In addition, you have Apple's seamless technology which allows you to connect your AirPods to any of your Apple devices without any problems. As you'd expect, the AirPods Pro connect to the iPad Pro without any problems either. It's only when you use devices that aren't made by Apple that you realise how much Apple offers you. The only downside is that of course Apple charges a bit more for their technology. However, it's worth it if you use the products every day like myself. As a student or a trader, you can expect to use these while either spending hours in front of the charts or completing long essays. Next we have the Magic Keyboard, which completely transforms the way you go about using your iPad Pro. The Magic Keyboard gives you so much more functionality and allows you to use your iPad like a MacBook when you want to. Sometimes you forget you're using a tablet, as the Magic Keyboard makes the iPad Pro feel just like a laptop. When doing more serious and longer tasks, I like to use the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard. However, when I'm just chilling and doing lighter work, I simply detach the iPad from the keyboard and use it as a tablet. This is why I prefer the iPad Pro sometimes over the MacBook, as the MacBook doesn't offer this kind of flexibility. I especially enjoyed having the option when studying at university, as I could adjust my setup accordingly to the task at hand. So if you're a student who is debating on whether to grab the keyboard or not, I definitely suggest going for it. The only downside of the Magic Keyboard which I noticed was the battery consumption. I found that the iPad Pro's battery drains significantly quicker when the Magic Keyboard is attached. Even if I'm not using it, the case being attached to the iPad still drains the battery. But other than this, the Magic Keyboard is probably the best accessory you can buy for your iPad Pro. Next we have another great accessory for your iPad Pro, the Apple Pencil 2. The Apple Pencil is another great accessory for the iPad Pro, however I would say it's of more use to students than traders. I found myself using the Apple Pencil a lot when I was studying at university, particularly when note-taking during lectures. It made note-taking and analysing lectures a lot more enjoyable. When it comes to trading, I wouldn't say the Apple Pencil is a must-have accessory, as you can do everything without it. However, it's worth mentioning that the Apple Pencil allows for more accurate analysis, especially when doing chart work and drawing on trend lines and support and resistance zones. The next accessory I thought you should know about is the Logitech MX Master 3. You've probably seen this mouse before on every tech YouTuber's channel. The MX Master 3 is probably the most popular mouse available today. The mouse is definitely on the more expensive side, but when you use it as much as I do, it's definitely worth the investment. The ergonomic mouse is extremely comfortable to use on a daily basis for multiple hours a day. When analysing charts or studying for long periods of time, you want a mouse that's going to be comfortable to use. Also, being fully Bluetooth and having various features makes it even better. The last accessory we have for the video is a fully Bluetooth keyboard, the Keychron K2 V2. I was hesitant to buy this keyboard as it was kind of expensive, however after using it for a few months now, I can say it was definitely worth the money. The mechanical keys are super tactile and enjoyable to use. The keyboard also has 15 types of RGB light and has a battery which can last up to 240 hours. Sometimes you just want to be able to use a proper keyboard with your iPad instead of using the touchscreen, and the Keychron allows you to do this. It's compatible with Apple products and allows you to use all the same commands found on your Magic Keyboard or your Mac. This accessory is probably more targeted towards students who will be spending long hours typing. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.